1, 2, 3, action.
What up? Welcome to episode 1 of the podcast. We don't even know what it's called yet. I actually have a business name generator on my laptop, but we'll get into that afterwards. You guys know my co-host, Chen, former co-host of ATV. Talk to him.
My name is Chant. I'm the former co-host of ATV. Hello, and welcome to episode 8 of All Things Voto. Our friends refer to us as ATV.
And it is the show about all things Voto.
It was a show that we kicked off 2 years ago?
Wow. Too long ago.
Long time ago. It was All Things Voto, and we just talked about anything and everything that we were doing, creative, client work.
We had a good run with the show.
Yeah.
We would do skits on the show. We got to a point where people were like commenting and we were giving out giveaways.
Answer emails.
We had sponsors. Oh, we actually got sponsors. Look at all these toys. We've got toys all over the place
We had
for that
a
show.
lot of sponsors.
We had a lot of sponsors, and then we actually started out with fake sponsors, but it led to actual real companies like contacting us, which was fun.
That was cool.
But it all had to come to an end with a sad episode where your contract ran out.
I think for now we're just gonna have to call it quits. I'm not saying that we can't ever do it again. I mean, we could pick up in season 2.
Let's do that right now.
Well, I can't. I have to move on. I have opportunities.
What am I can't do it by myself.
That's not my problem. I'm sorry. Just do your best. In real life, did it come to the end because we started working at Focus Vision?
I'm trying to remember.
Wasn't that why?
Was that why?
Yeah, because it was in the midst of galaxies when we were starting.
And I think we
Or
were...
are you gonna intro this guy?
Oh, JP. We got JP in the back there. I have some footage of JP filming. I'll throw that in there or something. Shoot, I don't even know if we're going to edit these. JP's back there. Just trust us. You'll see a picture of him later.
We were making videos just wanting to talk about almost a day in the life of Voto stuff and just talk to you guys a little, and then it got sidetracked because we got some big fancy corporate jobs. Welcome to Focus Vision. Sample size is a factor of the desired level of statistical confidence the researcher wants for his survey data and the project budget.
Well, 2 things happened. Number 1, we had a big fancy corporate job. But did MMA... By the way, we do a show called MMA, Mexican Martial Arts. Vincent is the writer, actor. We didn't start MMA until way later, right?
Way later.
Okay, so we stopped our show. We canceled the show because we got jobs at a place called Decipher. This is a crazy story. So Decipher is a crazy story. I joined Decipher first. Then I brought all my guys. Talk to him.
Okay.
What? Story time with the Chanster.
I remember one night I was at home. He comes over. We're sitting in my front yard. And he was like, hey, I'm trying to apply to this thing and, get some work. And I'm like, oh, okay, you should do this. And I was giving him some suggestions. We have this one video that had over 1 million views. And I was saying, you should put this upload and this one shows more. And he was getting all ready. It was like a Craigslist post. I thought, okay, he's going to knock out some work over the weekend, make a few grand. Then I find out a few days later he gets hired full-time at this job, and all of our hopes and dreams get sidetracked. And I was devastated. I was like, the team is disbanded. We're not making videos anymore. Creative is gone. He bought a suit and tie at my warehouse. It was over. And I was like, what's gonna happen? And I remember he was like, no. This is gonna be good for Voto. It's good for all of us. And then I was like, he's just trying to make me feel better. And
so here's what happened. So before that, I told Vincent, you can make money online. And if you look at my own channel, I let people know, it's not that hard to find clients online and then to do video work for them. Actually, any kind of work that you want to do online, it's not hard to find clients. And so I told him, hey, we can make money, doing this video stuff just from our homes. And the thing is, I've always liked tech. And there was an opportunity with a local tech company. And it was a big company. They had their clients included Twitter, included Facebook, included Google, included Visa, included Honda, EA Sports, or EA Games. So these are huge companies, right? The biggest companies in the world. Netflix. And I was like, you know what? I originally applied because I wanted to see if I can get their business for Voto. I was hoping Voto could do all their video work, but they were looking for a guy in-house. And I was like, you know what? This sounds like a fun thing. And I had to end up absorbing all of my guys and bring them all into that Decipher company.
He did do that later, and it was weird when it happened. I was like, oh, okay, he was right. It did end up being good for Voto in the long run. There were a few weeks where like my family couldn't buy bread and stuff like that, and I had to tell them, Alex did this thing, hang in there. He says it's all gonna work out. But it did in the long run, and I ended up getting paid more money than I ever thought I would get paid without having to go to like nursing school, and it was pretty cool for a while, and then I got laid off.
And then the bad times happened. Yeah, we got laid off. Well, Vincent got laid off. And, that moment when I found out he got laid off, I was like, okay, I'm going to put my 2 weeks in. We're going to go back to Voto and do our thing full time. So it's, going back to working for ourselves, doing our own thing. But what ended up happening
He
was...
stayed for another year.
No. When I left, Vincent promised me and my little brother promised me that they were all going to finally work on Voto with me and do all the client stuff and look for client work. And guess what? So they were all collecting government checks, right? Living off the government. And I was like, okay, I just got to fend for myself. And I just started looking for clients
Well,
again
here was the reason for
my...
that. I was in the weird position where if I didn't do the amount of client work and bring in the amount of money that was going above what I was making from unemployment, then like, why am I going to work? I could just not do anything and collect the same amount of money as opposed to working all hard with annoying clients and make the same or even less. So that was kind of scary for me. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to hold out. Let's try to really let's try to push our creative stuff and see if we can get anything going, get any traction going there while I'm still getting this free money. So I was just terrified of doing work where I wasn't going to be making crazy amounts of money because it might not have even exceeded my free pay.
Well, if we all really tried, it would have.
And I would tell him a lot. If you really, really need me to, if you really want me to, I'll help. But if you don't need me, then I'm okay. So
since January of this year, we've just been doing our own thing. Vincent's been living off the government. I've been having to build Voto up for myself just so that I can live. Not enough to be like paying everybody, really, really good amounts. But right now we're at a very cool turning point in maybe the company and maybe our lives because we might do so the way Voto works is there's the client side, which is me, and then there's the creative side, which is like Vincent and which is JP. And right now it looks like our lives we might just do away with all the client videos. No more client work. It looks like we have an idea, which became an app idea, and we met with investors who are real investors, but they're also friends. So there was a good in there. They ended up liking this idea, and so we actually have money being put into this app right now. And if you guys follow this podcast or follow my vlog, we'll be talking about what's going on there in either or. But these people are expecting the app to be a very, very big thing. I'll tell you this. It has to deal with video and it has to deal with YouTube and helping people who want to make videos. And so next week, we're looking for office space already for the new app. So you guys see this office space. This is for Voto, right? This is a building that we own. This is the basement of the building. Maybe we'll move the podcast to the top of the building, which is actually a restaurant. So, but we can do whatever we want with the building. We're now looking for actual building just for the app. So within that app building, we'll have the developers, we'll have the marketing team, we'll have the video team for that, and then the management team. So I'll be vlogging that. I'm setting aside 2 hours with one of the investors to walk around downtown Fresno. That's where we're from. So look around downtown Fresno, see if there's any cool buildings there for us. So we'll see. We don't know what that's going to have in store for us yet. I'd hoping like
a balcony.
A balcony? That would be cool. We actually did have a balcony before at the company we were working at, Focus Vision. Remember, we would be like out there chilling on the balcony, like, we made it, and then like sipping lemonade.
This is never gonna end.
My money's gonna keep flowing. The fun's gonna keep going. We really did that though. We really sat outside on the balcony and we were like, you remember, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
If we can, I would love to throw these little pictures so you guys can see.
Well, I think we already decided we're not gonna edit for time, but we can throw things like photos.
Little throw and little supplemental things. That'd be fun. So, episode 1, we canceled our old show ATV, but we're back. We're back for good. This podcast will never be canceled.
This podcast will never be canceled.
Are you sure about that?
In 3018, it's gonna keep going. Chen,
Yes.
should we close it off and let him go? We have more to say.
Have we hit the 10-minute mark?
I believe we hit the 10-minute mark.
Yeah, let's close it.
Guys, 10 minutes. You know, we're trying to make that YouTube money here. Let's sign him off. Did you pause it already? Or
let us know if you have a great name for our channel. We most likely won't use it, but if you
For
have
our
something
channel?
really, I mean, for our podcast,
Our
name,
podcast.
because we haven't named it yet. And tune in to MMA.
Stay tuned, baby.
Okay.